Hello, my lovely listeners. Welcome back to my storytelling channel. This is Hua. I am here to say happy November to all of you. Today, I am here to read the final chapter of My Pledge of Love, and I'm here to invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Lately, I have had trouble sleeping, so I stay up late at night in a room lit by the TV light. All I want is to get some shut-eye, but my thoughts are keeping me awake. I don't know what it is, but it's been like this ever since we kissed. I don't know what to do, 'cause I long for you every single night. It's been like this ever since we kissed.
Hallie thought about what Kyle has said. My thoughts about you are far from being a gentleman. What in the world did he mean? She had created a headache in herself when she thought long and hard with no answer in sight. But the timing couldn't come at the worst, because tonight was a local town fair. And guess who the mayor asked to work at the kissing booth? The money put together was to help fund the shelves for people in need of food during hard times. Each ticket cost a mere $3, and whoever was in line got to kiss her once on the lips. Although Hallie hated being voted to do this, she realized it was for a good cause. When she arrived at the fair, it was already jammed-packed. Her parents worked at the front entrance with tickets and check-in bags, and she made her way to the kissing booth. She had the key and opened it to set up everything. Once the lights were turned on and began flashing a big red lip, everyone who was there began hooting. She blushed and brought out the stool to sit and wait for someone to come kiss her. The town fair wasn't the interest of Kyle's, but he showed up anyways because he was going to be a resident for the next few weeks. He bought a ticket and made his way into the fairgrounds where the smell of funnel cakes and hot dogs hit him. He hadn't been to a fair in forever, and this seemed so comical to him. "Captain!" He turned when he heard the voice and recognized a few recruits he'd been training. They were smiling as they came to shake his hand. "Captain, are you here to enjoy the night too?" one of them asked. "Something like that," he answered. "You here to have some fun, huh?" "Nah," he replied. "I'm here to kiss someone." He pointed to something behind Kyle, and he turned around. His heart dropped when he saw the kissing booth, and who should be there but Hallie. The recruits laughed and walked past him to get in line. He watched as each man bought a ticket, and when they got to her, handed it to her and gave her a peck on the lips. This fumed a deep, jealous rage inside him, and he took out his wallet to check his cash. Then he walked to the man selling tickets and raised an eyebrow. "How many tickets are there?" Kyle asked. The man checked the ticket book and looked up, replying, "I have 500 tickets, sir." "I'll buy them all." The man nearly choked and stood up. Sir? That's $1,500 cash, sir." "Fine by me. Give them all to me." He pulled out the cash and handed it to him, and then he reached over and grabbed the tickets. He then added an extra $40. "Here, go get yourself some food and head on home." The man turned bright red and had no words to say. He walked over to get in line where there were two men before him. They handed the tickets to her, and he watched as each pecked her on the lips. When it came to his turn, her eyes dropped to the tickets he was holding, and her cheeks blushed. The men who had just finished their round of kissing went to get more tickets, and sure enough, the young man closed up shop. That was when they turned around to glance at Kyle, who was holding a wad of red tickets in his hand. "Oh my God, did you just—" she said and left the sentence trailing. "I sure did. No one is going to be kissing those lips but me." He walked over and handed the tickets to her. He leaned in close, reached behind her, and switched the flashing light off. "Now, how about my kiss?" She fidgeted, and then she let out a shaky breath. It's only one pack, I'm afraid. He chuckled. No, I'm afraid I get bragging rights, as I bought all 500 tickets. He grabbed her neck and pulled her forward, where he kissed her deeply. When she tried to pull away, he reached around with the other hand to her waist and pulled her up from her seat and into his arms. There was a sound of applause as he broke from her, and she lowered her eyes, unable to look at anyone. You did that on purpose, she whispered. Of course I did. I can't have all these men kissing you. It was for a good cause, right? Now no one will go hungry, and you get to go have fun with me. He lowered his gaze to her. What will it be? Funnel cakes? Ferris wheel? She smiled and then looked up at him. How about we get out of here? He touched her cheek. I like the sound of that. It was there, in the bed of Kyle's truck, that Hallie became his woman. Beneath the stars that roamed the sky in a gentle glaze of glittering truth, she gave herself to him, accepted his hands on her body, and let him take her to a level of pure pleasure that made her body sing with highs and lows of sounds. He was quite experienced, making her feel as if she was about to lose herself, only to pull back and let her breathe again. It was then that she truly let go of everything she'd been holding on to, and finally lived. Afterwards, he wrapped her in a blanket and held her close to him. What happens when you leave? She asked. He touched her cheek lightly. Will you come with me? She looked up at him. Honestly, I do not know. Are you asking because you can't afford to lose me? Or are you asking because you love me? He kissed her lightly. Perhaps both. I haven't felt this way about a woman ever before, Hallie. No one has ever made me pay $1,500 in tickets so no one else can kiss her. They both chuckled. I like being around you. You can steal my pounding heart. I never had that, you know. Someone to calm my emotions. I've always been loud and violent in expressing myself because I grew up without a proper home and foundation. But with you, he touched her cheek, I feel as if I'm home with you. She felt tears shimmer in her eyes. That's the most beautiful thing anyone has ever said to me in my life. I meant it. And then he sighed. I guess I should meet your parents. Yes, you should. Grayson entered the fairgrounds, pocket heavy with money, as he searched for the kissing booth. To his surprise, it wasn't opened, and the flashing lights were turned off. He walked over and was met with the sound of laughter. He turned round to find his classmates walking toward him. Grayson, you're so late. You didn't even get to kiss her once, one of them cried. What do you mean? Where is she? The captain bought out all the tickets. He paid out $1,500 and closed that booth down. He made out with her quite heavy before taking her out of here. Grayson felt his hands curl into fists. Kyle bought out the entire tickets? He closed his eyes, feeling the wind hit against him. He was going to lose Hallie, and when Kyle left, it would hurt her. This wasn't going to happen, not while Grayson was around. He turned and headed back toward the exit. When Hallie brought out the key to open the door to her house, she heard the sound of feet landing. She turned and saw Grayson making his way from jumping over the gate. Shocked, she started walking toward him in disbelief that he would do such a thing. Grayson? What are you doing here? She asked. He reached out and gripped her arm, pulling her toward him in a violent tug. What do you think you're doing? Do you think he'll vouch for you when he leaves you hanging high and dry? This isn't home for him, Hallie. She jerked herself free and rubbed her arm. Are you crazy? What are you doing here? I'm here to stop you from making the biggest mistake of your life. You can't be with him, Hallie. He's not going to honor you. Oh, and you will, she asked. Anger shot through her as she backed away from him. Grayson, go home. Whatever I decide to do is my own choice. This has nothing to do with you. Everything concerning you has something to do with me. I'm here to protect you. From what? She shouted. She ran a hand through her hair, frustrated. Grayson, please, leave me alone. I'm not in love with you. I never was. Now, I like Kyle. I like him a lot. Don't ruin the image I have of you in my heart. Please don't. You and I have never been this way before. I have loved you like a brother. And please, don't make me hate you. He broke into pieces and knelt down before her, clutching to her waist, holding her tightly. Choose me, Hallie. Choose me. What does he have that I can't give you? What makes him the better man? I have loved you from the beginning, and I always will. Give yourself to me. He began to pull at her, and she began to push him off. But he was now out of control, and he began to rip at her dress. She let out a sound of plea and tripped, stumbling down. He came on top of her, pulling at her top, and the fabric tore. It was then that the light from the front door showed the love bites on her chest and neck. Grayson's hand began to shake, and he slammed his fist into the ground. Hallie cried and started to move when he held her wrists together with one hand and pinched her chin to look at him. You gave yourself to him. You let him do this to you? How could you? He cried. Please, Grayson, let me go, she begged. Let me go. Her heart was racing, and she knew that if she didn't do something, he would hurt her. She brought up her knee and slammed it into his groin as hard as she could. He grunted and let her go instantly. Hallie got up and began running. He reached out to grab her and tore her top as she ran for the gates. She quickly punched in the code and it opened. She could hear him running after her, and tears rolled down her cheeks. Screaming, she took a tumble when her ankle twisted and she skinned her knee. Forcing herself to get back up, she limped down the road as she saw headlights coming her way. She began to scream and wave her arms as she ran to the car. Help me, she cried. When the car came to a screeching halt, it was Kyle who got out of the truck and came at her. His face broke to see her in the state she was. What happened? He asked as he quickly took his shirt off and put it around her shoulders. He picked her up and carried her to the passenger side of the truck. Grayson, she said through chattering teeth. It was then that Grayson's voice came, calling for her, and Kyle kissed her gently. Wait for me. He closed the door, and the lights from the truck lit the scene for her. Hallie watched as Kyle met up with Grayson, and with one swing of his arm had the man down on the ground. He picked Grayson up by the collar and began dragging him toward the car. He threw Grayson onto the bed of the truck and got into the driver's side, where he reached over to touch her hand. His knuckles were bloody, but it didn't seem to bother him. What did he do? Kyle asked. He tried to, but he couldn't do anything to me. He went crazy when he saw. She left her voice trailing and pointed to the love bites on her skin. I got him off me and ran down the road. He pulled her into his arms. I'm so sorry. Why are you back here? She asked through tears. He pulled away and wiped her tears gently. He reached into the glove box and pulled out the tickets he'd bought earlier. I wanted you to have them. I was coming to return them to you. Sobbing, she fell into his arms. Those darn tickets saved my life twice tonight. Healing and recovery was a pain. She was told to stay in bed for at least a week. Sarah couldn't meet her eyes when she came to visit, feeling so bad that it was her own brother who had done this to her. Grayson had lost his position as a new recruit. He returned home where his parents put him under house arrest. Kyle remained as a captain and would continue teaching for the next 5 weeks. Her heart was shattered when she thought about what had happened. She looked at her injuries, and the fear of what could have happened had she not reacted the way she did. What would have happened had Kyle not been returning to her house? These thoughts traumatized her into shrinking into a dark place. She hadn't been able to get out of bed, and she had refused to see visitors, including Kyle. By the second week of healing, she'd felt better, more herself, and her injuries were less painful. It was then that she finally caved in and let Kyle in to see her. He showed up wearing a navy sweater and jeans, a look that she had come to love on him. You met my parents, she said. I did. While you were sleeping, he said with a grin. They are wonderful. Thank you. Sometimes I forget how lucky I am. She patted the chair beside her, and he came to sit down looking at the garden before him. He noticed the tomatoes and pointed toward them. Yes, she said, they're mine. I killed them. He laughed. Wow, I would give up gardening if I were you. I did. I took on kissing as a hobby, but someone bought me out on that too. They both laughed. Thank you for being patient with me, Kyle. This has been really hard for me to face. I never expected I had to do this, with Grayson of all people. She felt the tears fill her eyes. I can't get his eyes out of my mind. The way how he looked at me that night, it was like he was possessed. She looked up at him. I don't know what to do. He reached over and took her hand. Don't hate him, Hallie. No matter what, don't hate him. He made a mistake, which I'm sure he's feeling terrible about right now. And you? She asked as she wiped her tears. What about you? Where does that leave you? I mean, you're leaving in about 4 weeks or so, right? We never really talked about our relationship. He reached over and touched her cheek gently. I don't want you to think I'm making you choose anything. This is your home. You've grown up here. This is your place where you belong. I am a drifter. But this was my last assignment before I hung up my boots. After this, I get to go home. She straightened and smiled at him. And where is home? California, he whispered. By the ocean, where you can feel the breeze when the wind blows. I have a home by the beach. I wake up to the sound of the seagulls and the shore. Hallie's eyes glistened. That sounds so beautiful. It is, he said as he leaned in closer to her. And you know what else would be even more beautiful? What? She asked. If I were to wake up with you beside me. He came to her and got down on his knees. I didn't have anyone growing up to fight for me, Hallie. So I make mistakes. I'm not easy to live with, but I am easy to love. I haven't been gifted anything in my life that I have wanted to keep more than when I met you. Don't make me give you away to someone else. I'm pledging my love to you right here, Hallie. Will you go with me when I leave? She felt herself shake, and then she asked, Are you asking me to marry you? Yes, he said in a husky tone. If that is what it takes for me to have you, I will marry you. Oh, okay, she whispered. He frowned. Okay? As in, okay, let's do this, or okay, get out of here? She leaned forward and put her arms around his neck. Okay, let's go to California. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you certainly enjoyed that story. I will see you in the next episode.
Lately I have had trouble sleeping, so I stay up late at night in a room lit by the TV light. All I want is to get some shut-eye, but my thoughts are keeping me awake. I don't know what it is, but it's been like this ever since we kissed. I don't know what to do, 'cause I long for you every single night. It's been like this ever since we kissed. I try my best to keep my mind occupied so that I can focus on anything but you. 'Cause all I want is to get some shut-eye, but the thought of you is keeping me awake. I don't know what it is, but it's been like this ever since we kissed. I don't know what to do, since